Today, we are going to install the Jockey Shift Suicide Clutch Kit from TJ Brutal Customs. Let's get started. I have a number of tools here. They have all sorts of names. You don't need to know them. We're first going to take this part off the back. The shifting arm comes off the shift shaft. 10mm socket. If you guys want to see what tools I'm using, go down below the video and check it out in the caption. So you can see we have spider webs here. This bike has not been touched, and this is a fresh bike. It's got 2,000 miles on it, pulled it out of a garage. I'm going to take a pry bar here and leaning up against the chain. This is a shit chain anyways. It doesn't take much pressure to push the shift arm off the shift shaft. There we go. Popped it right off. Now we're going to come up front and we're going to remove this bolt here. We're going to take a 12mm. We're going to use a box wrench or combination wrench, loosen this nut on the outside of the foot peg mount, or as Honda calls it, the step. This is where you step. So it's threaded, take the nut off, then we're going to get wrench on the back side, and this bolt is threaded into the mount. So we're going to pull this guy out. This reminds me of the scene in Dances with Wolves where he's like grinding coffee for all the Native Americans, and they're all standing there staring at him for like an hour while he's grinding coffee. So now you can take this whole thing, go forward with it, slide it out, and there you go. Take the nut. That's what I like to do so the hardware doesn't go everywhere. You don't lose it. Slide the nut back on here, thread it right there, set that aside. Now, we're going to take these 3 bolts out of the case cover. I have a 8mm deep socket on extension, little quarter drive guy here. This bike was stored indoors, so all the fasteners are coming out really easy. There we go. Set those bolts aside, or screws. They're actually screws. Don't need those. Now, let's thread our clutch cable over here before we start installing any parts. So this is your clutch cable adjuster. Engine side, you're going to loosen this nut first. Probably gonna have to hold the rear nut, break them free. There we go. Loosen that puppy all the way so you have lots of play. This is really so we can get the cable off of the lever. We're gonna reattach this in just a moment. Now we'll go up top. Pliers. Open these up to the widest setting so I can just break this jam nut free. I'm not using hardly any pressure. And then we're gonna screw in this part of the adjuster. Probably 1 turn is about all we have left here. Now we're going to see if we can back it all the way out. The reason you go in first is to make sure the lever actually moves, because I've had these where the lever's rusted together, and that makes your job much more difficult. All right. Now you can take this little adjuster guy, set this aside, don't throw it away. And this is going to come out the bottom of your lever. Ta-da! Now we're going to run back over here. This is the fun part. You're going to fish your clutch cable down through your frame here. So I'm going to try and push it this way to go outside the other side of the frame. Oh, that worked magnificently. Oh, like butter. I'm not gonna really mess with this too much for the sake of the video, but you can route the cable out here. You can get creative with it. You can route it farther. I'm not gonna with these until we're done installing on the other side. Now we're going to install the shift shaft adapter. This is for the Jockey shifter arm. This is pretty easy to install. You're gonna take out the 10mm screw on the bottom here. You're going to go behind this tab. Now, I left this tab intact because this is what you guys are going to have if you have a bone stock bike. You're going to take this little rubber piece and get it out of the hole that it's in. Use your fingers like that, like a man. And you're going to take this guy back here, and it is splined. It's actually called broached. It's broached, and it will match up with the splines on the shift shaft. Find the sweet spot. Lean back or forward. Let's leave it there for now. You can see there's this rubber thing here. You are going to need to get rid of that before you set everything up, because it can interfere with the shifter function. Take your 10mm screw again, put it in here. We're going to take our 10mm wrench here and we're going to snug this down. Don't go too tight. It is aluminum. Leave those set screws where they are. Now we're going to install some of the stuff up here. The chinguses. This is basically the clutch cable mount where you're going to put your adjuster into. So remember that adjuster we took off the clutch lever? It goes right in here. Screw it all the way down until the cutouts line up and leave it right there. As you screw it in, you're going to want to make sure that go down as far as you can to where these will still all line up so the cable can be set inside there. Next thing we're gonna do is remove this mounting bolt. That's a 14mm socket. I'm actually gonna run my hand around the other side. I'm gonna grab an extension. Can't get enough leverage. I tried. Have to walk around. There we go. On the left side of the bike is a nut. On the other side of the bike is the bolt goes in, the screw. When you install this kit, you can do either way. It's up to you. The kit's gonna come with an elongated bolt here. You can put it in the same way that Honda had it, bolt through from the left side, or you can do it from the right side. Choice is up to you. So now I will take my drift and push this mounting bolt through. Now, since this is feeling pretty stuck, I'm gonna save myself some time and energy. This is an old Chippewa trick. Take the bolt from the right side of the bike and follow the other one through. Ta-da! Here's the other bolt. Set that aside. Don't be a doofus like me and forget to put the spacer back in. Spacer goes in between this left side motor mount and the engine. Let hammer around the other side, taps. Now, if you have friends, you can have a friend help you do that. It's kind of cool. Now we're gonna take our clutch cable mount, put it right over that stud, that bolt. We have our lock nut here, nylock nut, and we can thread this on. For 17. There we go. Flex head ratchet with a short extension, and I can go on the other side and access the other side of this bolt. Now for one of my favorite tools, the old crow's feet. You're gonna take an 18mm crow's foot and you're gonna hold the nut on this side, or if you wanna do it the other way, you can. I just have the tool set up this way for now. You wanna put the crow's foot on the other side and put the socket on this side, that is totally up to you. You might be asking why I'm doing this the hard way and not using a drill driver or some, because I'm trying to do this video with basic tools. I mean, I know maybe not all of you have crow's feet, but you can go down to almost any hardware store. I almost said liquor store. Now that's secured. I like to put my crow's foot set back together when I'm done with it because there's a lot of little pieces and they fall off the bench, it goes everywhere. There we go. And folks, here's a hot tip. So I've taken the clutch cable and I've routed it up through here and then down behind the country bar on this side. You can route it outside. I'm just kind of leaving it this way to look clean for the video's sake for you guys, but you can always get very creative with the clutch. What you don't want is really sharp bends in it. That's gonna create a lot of friction and premature wear. The clutch cable will actually break. I've seen that happen. Before you get to this step, I highly recommend that you take this clutch and the end of this clutch cable, hold it up and lubricate the cable really well. This kit does require an authoritative left foot to press. It's gonna be a lot harder than up here. The leverage functions differently and you need to use your foot to work that clutch cable. So you'll get a little bit of more thigh interaction, a little more calf interaction when you're working your foot on this thing. Now I'm gonna take the nut off of the adjuster rod here. We're gonna use this lever, but I wanna take it out so we can inspect it, make sure everything's working properly. You can lubricate the little tunnel in here. You can lubricate this joint as well, but we're gonna be using this little ball joint or heim joint, whatever you want to call it. So now you're gonna take these two pieces here. This is the mounting plate for the case. This is the pivot plate. So now you're gonna take your backing plate, looks kind of like a crescent, and you're gonna locate the larger hole on it above the middle hole. Gonna take one of the shoulder bolts, put it through the pivot plate, slide it through there. You're gonna take the tall nylock. There's two nylocks that are, I believe, 5/16. This is a 1/4-20 shoulder bolt. You're gonna put this on the back of the shoulder bolt, the taller nut, or regular size, I guess. You're gonna use, what size is this? The 5/32 Allen key on the shoulder bolt and a 1/2-inch wrench on the nut. Nope, not 1/2 inch, 7/16, right there. Now you don't want it super tight. Back it off a tiny, tiny bit. There you go. So they move independently without a ton of friction, but they're still not floppy. I know this is gonna f in the head, but some of the hardware here is standard, some is metric, and there's a big reason for that. Because if I went with metric on some of this hardware, it would increase the cost of this kit by 50 bucks. It was crazy. I didn't want to go for cheap hardware either, so there's a lot of good stainless stuff in here. So you're gonna empty this little bag of hardware. So this is in a bag. You're gonna take this bolt and this larger lock nut for the next step. All right, so now you have a little stud and two of these nuts. You're gonna put a nut on one end of the stud and a nut on the other end. Lock them together in the middle. And now you can take this and thread it into the foot control or the shift lever, which is now gonna be your clutch lever. That's good enough for me. And I'm gonna take this guy, thread it on here. Now, if you really wanna be a wise, you could say, well, you don't take the whole thing off. Sure, you don't, but I don't like having to fiddle around here. And I couldn't show you guys on camera without my hands being in the way how to get this thing hooked up. So this is how you wanna set it up. I'm now gonna put the lever back onto the foot peg mount. So now I'm gonna put this behind here, make sure this is free and not stuck down below because you can't swing it up. And I'm gonna get this screw threaded in again, ever so gently. Always a good idea to start the thread on screws with your fingers so you can feel if you are cross-threading. Yes, cross-thread is free Loctite, but it makes someone else's job 1,000 times more difficult if they try to unscrew whatever it was you screwed up. So I'm not gonna lock that down just yet. It's in, it's moving. Beautimous. Now this can stick out for us, look just beautifully. So you're gonna take this little assembly and you're gonna take the clutch cable retainer right here. And if you look at the clutch cable retainer, one hole is bigger than the other. So you're gonna put this on the pivot arm like this. You're gonna take your set screw, not a set screw, Jesus Christ, shoulder bolt, and you're gonna thread it into the backside. Now you may need to move it around a little bit to make sure the shoulder goes through all the way through the pivot plate. There we go, beautiful. And then we're going to take our 5/32 Allen key here and our 7/16 wrench and the thin nut, nylock nut. Screw that on like that. Again, you wanna make sure this pivots freely. So as long as the nylock is over the first thread, you're good to go. Same assembly, we're going to use now a 6mm Allen key and this big bolt and this bigger nut that came in the kit. And we're going to attach the assembly to this heim joint. So now you can set this guy, the heim joint, push the bolt through, attach it to the pivot plate, take the nut, thread it on the back, 13mm wrench, and then a 6mm Allen key, and tighten this puppy down. Booyah. So now that you've attached all this stuff together, this big old mess, looks like that, you can push it down here and keep this above the frame here and put the backing plate against the case cover. You're gonna take these 3 cap head bolts, or stainless cap head bolts that came in the kit, and you're gonna replace the stock ones. Stock ones are too short. So these are the proper length. Push them in here. Start the thread on that guy. Put the other bolts in the holes. 5mm Allen key. Just beautiful. All right, guys, now you can see I have these awesome socket Allens. You can get longer ones. But if all you have is an Allen key set, there's a really easy way you can create torque if you have to reach something deep with an Allen key. So what you're gonna do is put it on the bolt and you can put something with a hole. I do not use a ratcheting wrench because this has bearings in it and putting this amount of pressure and torque on it could be bad for the actual tool. So you wanna use something like this. Let's see here. Loop it over, push down, hold them together, and now you have a little bit more pressure of a handle, more handle, to torque that screw in. Pretty sweet, huh? You can also get T-handle wrenches and all kinds of cool tools out there, but I try to make the videos as simple as possible unless it's absolutely necessary you have to have a special tool. But most people have a crescent wrench floating around with a hole in the handle, or they have a wrench that's not ratcheting. Works perfectly. Now you've got your clutch cable on this side, still disconnected. We're gonna reconnect it just like that and take this giant rubber thing that always disintegrates and falls apart. And you can, just leave the cable like this. Don't do anything crazy with it. We're gonna go back over to the other side of the bike. So now you're gonna take the free play end of the cable. You're gonna hook it into the cable retainer. I'm trying to do this so the camera can see, and that's really awkward. I look like a freaking monkey doing this right now with no thumbs. Slide that in the center. You can pull up on the cable, get it into the adjuster. Now we go back over to the other side of the bike. Now we're gonna take the larger 14mm nut, tighten it down here, a little bit of play, go of it. A little bit of movement there. Before you ride, you want to make sure they're tight, but we may want to adjust the position of the lever on the other side, in which case we may need a little bit of that cable play. Right now, I've got the lever pretty proud here because you're going to want to put your whole foot into it when you shift, and you're going to want it higher up. If it's lower down, you're really not going to be able to exert the amount of pressure you need to shift properly. So right now, we're looking pretty good here. I'm actually going to tighten this cable up on this side a little bit. So we'll use the adjuster to pull up, make sure this returns nice and tight. Beautiful. And we can push the locking nut down. There we go. This is about what it takes. Like that. All that's left is to add the jockey shifter and the shift knob. You can see on the shifter arm here, there's a threaded end and a non-threaded end. In this beautiful box here, there's a shift knob. Ta-da! I'd recommend using some Loctite on this and screw it onto the shifter arm. There we go. And now you're going to slide this into the shift adapter right there. You can turn the angle whichever way you want. Most people have it kind of far back. This is about the angle it was intended to be, almost the bend in line with the face of the adapter. Get your Allen key here. Tighten down the set screws. The set screws have serrations on the ends, so they really bite into the material. Here we go. Now you've got your shifter fully functional. So here's the thing. If you find that you're not able to fully shift going back, then you can uninstall this and clock it forward a little more. So I'm going to do that right now for you guys. The 10 millimeter, we're going to loosen the pinch screw or pinch bolt. There we go. Pull it off, and I'm going to rotate forward one tooth. And that should give me what I need. So this guy has to go, and it's not really that necessary anyways. Now you're gonna ask yourself, oh my God, what if the chain hits these? Well, it's really not going to. I mean, these wires aren't gonna hang down. You're gonna have them set up, hooked up, so where they're out to where they're out of the way. You can run a zip tie here to pinch them onto this little retainer. It's a little wire retainer welded to the frame right there. Pretty easy to look, easy to see and easy to do. Gonna want to reinstall the screw here. I would prefer to use our stainless bolt kit on this bike, but we are making a simple install video, not too complicated. Reinstall the bolt. Now you're fully shifting, no problemo. So I'm gonna set the bolt in here again, and I'm gonna screw this in. Again, get the 10 millimeter wrench on here. Tighten that down. And we're gonna head to the other side of the bike and tighten down our clutch adjuster at the engine case. 12 millimeter on the small nut and 14 on the large one. Little crank, and there we go. All right, guys, the last thing to button this up here, actually first to last thing, we got one more after this. I'm gonna put this nut on here, and with a 12 millimeter wrench, we're just gonna tighten it down. All right, guys, and one more thing to show you.